Hello and welcome, you amazing person. My name is Rob, I'm the Manly Gaming Guy, and today we're going to be continuing our map making journey. As you can see in my backdrop and also as the thumbnail, we've got some assets and decals and things to play with in my new map. So let's show you how I managed to do it. I want you to have a few things ready. We're going to need CC+. It's a free program. It's what I'm using. You can use whatever coding program you want. Yeah, so when you've got that, that's about all you really need. We're going to want to open some files. We're going to want to, I just put this on my desktop for easiness to find, but make a completely blank file, call it whatever you want. It's not really important. We're not actually using the file, we'll just use it somewhere to stick things. So we want that file. We also want to find the levels documents. Now this is all the zip files from the actual game BeamNG. You'll find it in your Steam folder, Steam Library, Steam Apps, then the common folder, then you find your BeamNG.Drive, and then you go to content, and then levels, and voila. You can also find the cars in the content if you ever look for the cars. Yeah, so here we go. We've got lots of maps to choose from. Now I'm showing you, I've already done mine, so I'm not going to be completely doing this. I'm going to show you how I managed to do it. Yeah, so this is all the things I've stuck into mine, and I'm going to show you how lights. Why have I got lights in there? Okay, yeah, flares. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to show you how I managed to do it. So, you also want to find your levels folder for later on, because we're going to be putting stuff into the art folder. So first of all, decide what sort of map you're making. I tend to do UK themes, so I want some green, luscious stuff, and I want some nice green grass. I also want some good tire tracks, so I'm going to show you how to get multiple roads in this as well. So, yeah, once you've decided what map you're going to borrow these assets from, I do recommend eventually learn how to make your own assets. It'll make your life a lot easier and more unique to you. But for the easiness of this tutorial and for you beginners like myself, we're going to be borrowing them from one of these. So say you chose to take it from Italy. We're going to whack open the Italy file. We're going to go into the levels, go into Italy, and we're going to go into art. And then we're going to also maybe shrink this down. You can be shrunk down. And then we're also going to want to open our new blank folder that we made. And we're going to decide what assets we want to borrow. Now, for simplicity, I'm just going to say let's borrow. I'm not going to do all of them. You can do all the ones you want, basically. Water, terrain, all these ones in an art folder are all going to be usable in your folders. Even the cube maps, you could be using your map later on. So let's say we want decal. Remember to copy it over. Don't move it over because you don't want to actually steal the asset. You just want to borrow it. So we'll completely copy it and then say roads. And then I'll show you also how to get a second road folder by doing this. Actually, I'm going to do the second road folder later because it needs slightly different coding, but we'll keep that in mind. Let's get one more asset just because, you know, you're going to be doing a lot of these, and I'm going to try and show you my quick and easy way to get it done. Forest, we can do, no, not forest tool, brushes. Yeah, shapes. So shapes has a lot in it, so you have to do this file differently. You would have to drag shapes in and then open shapes up. So yeah, we'll do the shapes. Shapes is quite big, so let's just let that do its thing. A little pre-warning, when we convert roads over, you may lose some of the roads you've already got in your new map, so they might be deleted, but you'll be able to, the file of it would be there, but they won't have a texture to put on, so you can just replace the text or whatever. But just keep that in mind, just in case you're loads of effort down. But stay tuned, because later on I'll show you how to add this as a second folder. So say you don't want to get rid of the original ones, we can add these as second folders. Okay, that's finished now. So basically, you're almost done with these files, unless you wanted to take from multiple places and use the technique we'll be talking about in the future. So keep that to the side. Now, these are the files you decided to borrow, shall we say. Decals. Open up this file. You want to be finding the main dot materials. Right click, not left click, right click. Edit with notepad++. This is a free program, so just go get that. Or use whatever you feel like. Or you can even do it in notepad. Who really cares as long as it gets the job done? Right, let's don't start doing editing yet. We're going to open them all up to save time. So we're going to go into roads, find which one it is, right click, click notepads, open that one up. We'll go back, go into shapes, and then we'll go find what is right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check the code. Make sure we don't do them in different orders. Find the dot material. Where are you? Where's the code? This is a lot of shapes and stuff. Let me just quickly open this. Can we? Yeah, okay, that's still fine. Okay. So yeah, open that one up, and then go back. You get the idea? We're going to open up all the main dot material files. Because in here is a bit of code that is basically a directory. You know how you find files in your own computer? Well, you got to tell BeamNG where to find these files. And at the moment, it's going to be trying to look in your files and not see anything because these ones are linked. Okay, that race one's pointless, by the way. If you don't see a dot material, it's probably, I don't know, it's got some, these are 3D models, they might work, might give it a go. Right, so there'll be some information. What this code is doing, it's linking the materials to the 3D model or whatever it is that you're adding, and also linking the code up so that when you're in the video editor, it gets able to find it and read it. So yes, there we go. There we go, almost there. Trees are quite very important. This hasn't got many trees apparently. It's only got Italy's trees. There's quite a lot of Italy's trees. One there's more than normal there. Yeah, cork, oak, filler. I need to look at this one properly. Anyway, so now we've opened up. I didn't really have to do that, but basically you need to open them all up. So you've got all those code bitsy bobs open now. And we're going to highlight. Apparently that one didn't need to be open. Any ones with the directory are the ones that are important. See, this got a directory, levels, Italy, art, shapes. So basically that's what it's doing in here. It's looking for where it is in the files. We want to highlight levels and Italy, or wherever you're stealing it from. Inside the brackets, you don't need to change them. We're going to hit the replace button. So this thing, replace. Okay, if it's on files, you're just going to replace. Now, my map's obviously called new map, so I'll change the code to that. Keep the level slash, because that's basically going to make sure it's linked to only the one that's in the directory. If you put just Italy, it'll find all the Italys. So if there's something like Italy Road, it will change that also. We don't want to do that. We want to change anything that's linked like this together in the code. It will change all of that to whatever we want it to be. We want to keep the level slash, and this bit will be changed to whatever your map name is, or wherever you've called it in the coding. Exactly the same. And we're going to replace all in open documents. So every one of these now has been changed at the same time, rather than doing them all individually. And then up here, we're going to save them all at the same time. So there you go. All your coding is done. It wasn't too hard, was it? It wasn't too bad. And these are all the files now that you can take, or what files that you decided to take. Obviously, you have to copy completely. You decide the ones you want. Some of them obviously might be pointless. Some of them are obviously going to be useful. We'll find out together. So then you go and look at your map. So obviously you should know where this is by now. It's in your unpacked folder in your mods. So BeamNG, which is in your documents, and then yeah, find it that way. Unpacked, your map name, go to levels, and then open your map. This is it. So all this information is what you've put into the map so far. Art is where we're going to be dragging all these over. For safekeeping, I'd rather not move them. I would probably copy them over. I'm not going to do it. So I'd hold control and copy them. I've already got all the pieces in there. And then when it asks to replace it, as in replace the file, it'll pop up and say, you've already got these files in here. Do you want to replace them or skip them? Replace them. Don't skip them. Just drag them in there. We'll ask you to do that. And then you will have lots of new things to play with. So let's go have a look at those things, shall we? Actually, before we do that, let's show you how to get a second amount of roads in, like I have already. See, it's called road 2, but it's something you got to do before. So say this is the file. Recommendation, don't just try and copy, like if you've got this file open, it says road, and you go to another map and it's also got a file called road, and you try dragging in it, it's going to try and replace it. And if you want 2 sets of road, you got road and road 2 like me, and they're already all in the same file, I recommend just drag it onto desktop, change the name from road to road 2, and then drag it into your new folder. Let's assume this one's called road, and this one we want called road 2. So we would have pushed F2 and or double clicked, and we would have road 2. Yeah, road 2. And then you'd go into here, and then you'd reopen your files in the editor. Obviously, we don't need the rest open, just the one we were working on, which is this one, yeah, road tracks. And in this name, why is it called decals? I'm not in the right place. Yeah, I am. This is road, yeah. Open code. Why is it decals? This, okay, I've been stomped. Okay, down here is the right name. Okay, levels, map, art, road. So when we hit replace, this time we're not just changing the beginning of the directory, we're giving it a new file to look for. Rather than just looking for the normal file, we would say new map, blah, 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 copy this over. And then, obviously, that's normally Italy or something. We'll change that to our new name. And then at the end where it says road, and we've changed our new file to road 2, that's what we're going to call this, road 2. And same, so you got like 3 different, 4, 5 different, 6 different roads. Obviously, I don't recommend that many, because the code gets a bit silly. You just hit that, and then replace. You only got to do it in the one file, so say you got that, and you got decals. You're doing that just to save some extra code in, basically, because you don't want to change the code in here. You could add more into the decal file, but then you'd have to edit all the code in this. We don't want to do that, so we'll just go change the directory instead. So that's how you get multiple roads and, say, decals and forest to play with. And be careful, some things might not work once you transfer them over, because it'll be set in stone that the code wants to look for forest, and you've got forest 2, something like that. So now, we'll go jump over to BeamNG and have a look. And there we have it. Oh, and there we have it. We are in BeamNG with some assets to play with. I'm just going to quickly show you where some of them are all heading, and where you get to play with them, and what you can... the basics, basically. I'm not going to do a proper basics. That's for another video. But basically, what you've now just put in the game, you can go to... brushes, we'll talk about this another day. This is really winding me up, but yeah, we'll come to that another day. I'm just gonna get rid of some of the grass. I put my road down. Why is it looking all white? Should be looking a bit more darker than that. Never mind. Yeah. So now we go to decals. You didn't have many before, so you put this down, and we can click on material, and then you had about 7 before. Now you got a fair more, hopefully, to play with. If you don't feel like you've got enough still, take them from a different map. But yeah, we've got things like that we can play with. Brilliant. We now got some trees. There is the forestry tool, but I think these are still broken. Let's have a look. Brush. Come on, put some trees down. Yeah, I don't know why mine's not working. I think obviously something wrong with the coding. I need to look into that. Hopefully yours is working. But we do want trees. We can just come down to this folder. Our assets browser should be linked to yours straight away, but if not, you need to find it in here. It's in levels and whatever. Same directory. Yeah, find all your files. You got shapes, so we can go in here and click on trees. I managed to get quite a fair few trees, it shows like, so we can drag some trees in. You can make them big or small, move them about and rotate them. So there we go, some trees been added. So that's good. Of course, you go to shapes. You might have borrowed some buildings, and that can obviously be thrown in there. Nice little barbecue over there. Beautiful barbecue. So, yeah, that's mainly the stuff that's been added. You might have added some terrain, which is in this. If you find your terrain list is limited for some reason, it's because you've got to make your own. So you click on terrain material. Where's the thing gone? It's up here. And then you'd either click on this little plus button to add one, or you might have some names here. You might all go on here. You might call this road 2. So I think I've already got road 1, and then you'd have to diffuse and make one up. But we'll talk about that another day. Then you'd add material. But what I was trying to point out, yeah, there you go. So you might have added more of these to play with, which is all your normals and your diffuse and your macros and your detail. But unfortunately, as far as I can tell, you've got to make them all yourself. I didn't remember doing that last time, but it seems like that's the way. If I figure out how to just input them straight away or what code does that, I'll let you know. But for now, yeah, we've got to make them ourselves, unfortunately. But that's why my road's so white. I was trying to go for more green and white, but yeah. So yeah, have fun doing that. And the next video, maybe we'll start doing some detailing, show you how to use some of this stuff. That'd be quite nice for you, I imagine, wouldn't it? Maybe get the forestry fixed. That'd be quite good. And then we'll create some scenes that you can do yourself and have some fun playing in. I've been a Manic Gaming Guy. Thank you so much for popping by. Hopefully now you've successfully got some assets in your game to play with. If they're not working, you either got the directory wrong. Yeah, that's probably about it. You've just corrected got the directory wrong. Keep trying. You'll get there. I'll see you next time, hopefully. Keep it real, stay safe, and share that love. And if you feel like it, you can hit that like button. And I'll keep pushing. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.